Hi, everybody. This is kind of a combination video to talk about the new Caregiver Livestream events that I'm doing and to answer a question about why caregivers can be treated badly by the people that they care for. So if you're watching this on my YouTube channel and you go to the tabs on my page that say video and live, under live, you'll notice that you will begin starting to see some live stream events. And I've been asked by caregivers to do more of these. So what is a live stream event? It's an event that I schedule once a month that the content comes from questions that you ask. And the live streams are on average about 30 minutes in length. The difference between obviously live stream events and regular videos that you see here like this one are that if you join me on a live stream, you can actually ask questions in the chat and I can answer your questions. So it's more of an interactive video type situation. And that basically is the difference between a live stream and a video. Now, if you followed me on Facebook, which is another social media page that I have, there's over 500 videos there. I think on YouTube, there's over a couple hundred videos. A lot of these topics come from the questions that you answer. I've also been asked, well, what's the difference between a live stream and a video and a webinar? Webinars are more educational, and those are in my online courses. And most of those have materials that go with them. So worksheets, checklists, PowerPoint slides that go with my presentation, even though it looks a lot like what you're seeing here. It looks a lot like a video with me explaining and educating, but the online courses are much more in depth. They're much more educational, much like taking a course. So thank you to those of you who comment on these videos on YouTube. You give me ideas for future live streams and for future videos. So I appreciate that. And I want to take a minute to answer the question of why are caregivers treated so badly by the people that they care for, which is an example of what I do in my videos and in my live streams. So the first reason is that a lot of caregivers don't set boundaries for appropriate behavior. When caregiving starts, you kind of just jump in and you start doing it, and you don't think about how many hours am I willing to contribute? What things am I willing to do? Am I willing to give up my job or contribute financially or do other things? Instead, caregivers just want to be helpful and they jump in. And so what that results in is a lack of appreciation or parents or a spouse taking us for granted for all the things that we're doing. So until we start to talk about these things within families, this idea of boundary setting and expectations about behaviors and what's appropriate and not will kind of always be pushed to the side and sometimes not brought up until the situation is really bad and the caregiver is so frustrated and angry and thinking of quitting. The second reason that care receivers can treat the caregiver badly is that if they have a lot of physical or health issues, or they're in pain, or they've had lifelong behaviors that we haven't recognized, this can happen. So just think of a day when you haven't felt good. Maybe you were a little cranky or you were a little short-tempered. Well, the people that we care for can feel like that day in and day out, and they may not have good coping skills to say, well, if I feel bad today, I should think positively, or I should read a book, or maybe I should go for a walk. They lack the skills to manage these behaviors, and so the caregiver becomes the repository of these behaviors. All their anger, all their frustration, all their pain, everything, the caregiver gets it. So it's important for the caregiver to realize that, but also to have conversations with the person that you're caring for about this. In some situations, these behaviors have been lifelong and we may not have noticed. So if we moved out of our parents' home when we were young and we've been gone for 30, 40, 50, 60 years, and we come back and are in regular contact with our parents, their day-to-day behaviors may become more evident because now we're involved day to day, where our mom or our dad may kind of have managed those through their marriage, and we may have not been super exposed to them. So that's another reason. The third reason that caregivers can be treated badly by the person that they care for is that this person may have Alzheimer's or dementia or some type of mental illness. And because of that, they really lack the ability to control their behaviors or what they say or how they act. And this is really important to recognize, especially if you have young children, because I talk to young children who say, oh, grandma and grandpa are so mean. They're mean to me. They're mean to my mom and dad, and I don't like it. If this is your family situation, learn about Alzheimer's, learn about dementia. Talk to your children about why grandma and grandpa are having these behaviors, because this can carry forward with your children throughout their lifetime. And let's say that eventually you, the parent, has Alzheimer's or dementia. Your children are going to be less likely to want to care for you because they're going to remember how mean grandma and grandpa were. And they're not going to want to experience that again. So as caregivers, we have a lot of control over the way that people act toward us or the way that we perceive people acting toward us. Part of that is our response to the situation. The more that we can create peace in our life, contentment in our life, be non-judgmental, be non-critical of others, the more we will find ourselves in peaceful relationships because we'll want to be around people who believe in the same things that we do. Now, if you're in a situation where people are acting contrary, then it's up to you to set those boundaries and say, if I'm the caregiver and I'm taking care of you, this is how I expect to be treated. I expect a thank you every now and then. I don't expect criticism or negativity all the time. Find a way to start to think positive. Otherwise, I can't be your caregiver because I don't want to be in a life situation where I'm feeling resentful and angry and negative because it's going to affect all aspects of my life. And while I want to help you, I don't want to become a person that I don't like. And many caregivers tell me that that's eventually what happens to them. So thank you so much for watching this video. Please join me on my future live streams. They are once a month. I will put notices up here on YouTube. The live streams broadcast to multiple channels. So whether you watch YouTube or Vimeo or LinkedIn or Facebook, they are all there. And you can find them on the live button on my YouTube channel. I'm Pamela D. Wilson. Please share this video. Please share my website with other people you know who are looking for hope, help, and support. Have a fabulous day today. I'll see you all again soon in another video.